Hello, YouTube. So, today, I want to talk about something that came up in a comment section on a YouTuber called Sarah Michelle. She's a she's got a decent amount of subscribers. She's got maybe 1,000 something like that. I don't know. Anyway, uh, she I said something along the lines of, no, religion religious belief definitely hurts the holder of said religious belief, but only to the same level as any other vice. So like drinking, smoking, gambling, uh, adrenaline addiction, addiction, that kind of stuff. Vices, things that you know are unhealthy for yourself, but you like it, so you do it. Anyway, that's what I said, and she sent me a link to. She said very politely that I disagree that there are benefits to religion, and I'm like, mm, mm, mm. So I look at the article and I'm not impressed, because the article, it's framed in not very. It's not framed with the objective state of. Okay, let me back it up. The problem is it doesn't control for variables very well. What do I mean by that? For one thing, like, here's a blatant error in their method of polling people and stuff. What's the difference between an always atheist and a deconvert? Because the always atheist, on average, is going to probably be more optimistic than deconverts. Why do I say that? It's quite simple. The always atheist is more likely to not have a sense of, how do I say this? Sense of being on the defense, because it's not like they were indoctrinated to a certain thing and then have to defend it. They just were. So it's not as hard to deal with that kind of thing. The deconvert, on the other hand, they have to, well, they got that extra layer of having to deal with the fact that something that they've trusted their entire life, or most of their life, depends on how they were converted in the first place, basically betrayed them. It's the difference between a random stranger punching you in the face and a family member punching you in the face. They could have the exact same strength, they could hit you in the exact same place, but you're going to be far more upset over the family member punching you in the face than the random stranger, because it's a betrayal. So there's that. It's pretty clear that kind of thing will affect your mindset when it comes to just living life. Because if you were in something so heavily that deconversion is a process to the point of you have to call it coming out of the closet, then you'll be, that's a level of self-ostracization, and you have to deal with the ostracization of the people that you have to come out of the closet for. So there's that. And then Now, let me get on to other things, because I should. Another problem with the thing is what they cited as the benefits of religiosity or stuff like they're less anxious and they're less prone to depression. And let me just say that that's kind of obvious and not it's not impressive. Why do I say that? Because religions, in a very general sense, teach optimism. So, if you look at an optimistic religious person, an optimistic atheist, they're probably about the same in how depressed or how anxious they are, which is not much. It is that simple. To think otherwise is to not understand how their thought process works. In the always atheist case, you see a situation and you're like, all right, I have a choice here. I can be pessimistic about the outcome of this situation, or I can be optimistic about the outcome of the situation. Now, if you're an optimist, it's obvious which choice you're going to make. When you make that obvious choice to yourself, that is then going to translate into general feeling of well-being. And that's all anybody is really out for. So when I say that religion is basically at the same level as a vice, I'm talking about the more corrosive side, not even the more corrosive side, the bare minimum fact that religion is a delusion and therefore disadvantages you to what reality actually is. It's not by much, granted, and there are ways to work within your delusion. But, just like drinking a little bit of alcohol is definitely a negative, you can still do it and be a functioning member of society. So, grandiose point over, I guess. Alright. Talk to you later. Bye.